Yes, we are. Emuna is our future class, dedicating time. This is exciting opportunity to come together. Thank God in our studio in Yerushalayim. Thank you, Hashem. We have a new hat and a new special focus of thank you and gratitude, attitude of gratitude. Let's do this today. We have, thank God, a lot of updates, a lot of energy. I hope you guys listening on IG Live can hear me. I've got new headphones, just checking out if it's all working. Yes, you give me a hands up if it's working, the sound over there. And please God, we're going live, IG Live, Facebook Live, and yes, we have YouTube Live and the Brez of Israel, Emuna's Our Future podcast. Whoever's there, you can hear me on IG Live, just say something, yes, no. I'm here for good reasons. I want to make sure that there's a live flow, a good feedback, a good energy. We want to fill the new winter vibes that we're here. It's special Rosh Chodesh Kislev coming up. Yes, so many good people joining us on all the different platforms. Thank you. Yes, we're here. The sound is good. These headphones, thank God, are working. Yeah, we always got to make sure, this is the first time I'm using them for a live. And we're going to go together, not only go over highlights from Emuna Tour 2022 and learn a new light, as well as remind you about this awesome magnet, Emuna, that Hashem always loves me. Big saying on the tour. And everything will always be good, and it will only get better and better. Yeah, that was a big highlight from the tour. Every time the Rav taught, that came up, thank God. And I'm seeing all the platforms. I'm seeing good energy. Thank God. YouTube over there needs to go a little bit more people. But please God, later on in the day, this is still early for you Americans or whoever's out there, whichever time zone you're in. We are in the Israel time zone. Thank God in Yerushalayim. We have to appreciate that we live in the Holy Land. It's 12 o'clock midday. We went live maybe 1 or 2 minutes after, but Baruch Hashem, we're going to try to be consistent weekly. Hopefully we're going to have guests every week. I did not print out the usual feedback form. I'll get to it hopefully when we have a guest next week, so I could go through the whole list, because I wanted to just go and open up myself and not read from a list. I wanted to allow you to share some of the vibes of the Emuna Tour. We just had Ralph Cohen here, who just gave a class, and thank God is back on our sites at breslev.com and also our YouTube. We appreciate his weekly class on Rabbi Nachman's stories, and you guys should check him out. We have the opportunity today to really experience a little bit what I experienced through the light of Rav Shalom Arush, the light of Emuna going global, emunalive.com. Thank God many of you went there and partnered and encouraged and sponsored and met with a rabbi in person, face to face. I had the merit to see many of you beforehand or during the classes, the many classes. Let's just go over a little bit what happened. Thank God we took off here on the 4th of November, I believe, actually the 3rd, correct? And we arrived in Brooklyn that night. And then the 4th was our first class, official class in the morning. Everything's gone up on the Emuna is Our Future podcast, Brez of Israel podcast, because all the audios were, thank God, recorded. Some of the live feeds, I believe, went up on YouTube, but majority of posts are all on the Instagram, which is amazing, because Breslov English Instagram, Mazel Tov, has reached one of our big goals of 10,000 followers. That's a big... I was trying to look for this word on my Relationship Flow podcast. Milestone. We reached a milestone, thank God, of 10,000, 10K followers on IG Live, on IG posts, and all the other reels and other things that we do over there. And it makes a big difference. IG stories. We have the opportunity to share daily on that platform throughout the Emuna Tour 2022. All the classes, thank God, even if it's not always the best quality, because sometimes we were going on the, the SIM internet, but thank God, the main point, they heard the class, and you can check out the links on the audio that we always put in IG stories afterwards. And it's amazing flow. You saw from the first breakfast after Nate's davening with the Rav, as I said, the Rav doesn't sleep much, and we're going to learn about that in a new light. And he was up every day for Nate's, no matter what. We didn't miss a Nate's. We didn't, hopefully, as far as I know, didn't miss a mikveh. It was a very spiritual journey for me personally to be around the Rav, to see the love and the energy he gave towards all our friends in Brooklyn. We have a new family that we've now connected with beautifully, the Kassim family. Isaac Kassim's been connected with us for a few years, and he made this amazing weekend in the Brooklyn community. We went around to so many beautiful shuls there. We had the opportunity, this part you wouldn't have got videoed, but we had the amazing opportunity to be in MDY Friday night, Shabbos night, with Rav Joey Haber and the community there, the Magen David Yeshiva program there. It was amazing, beautiful synagogue, huge, and that was where the MDY event on the Sunday night was filmed and featured. The Rav and Gedalia Fenster and Rav Moshe Malka. Amazing events, amazing connection and speaking, a big flow of divine energy. During the Shabbos, we went to Sharet Zion. There's a big synagogue there with thousands of people. We went into the main shul, and we also went into a smaller shul. The Rav spoke in both. Very inspiring about the Or of Avram, the light of Avram. We were in Lech Lecha Vayera, and now we're Chai Sarah, and already in Toldus. We hear the last of Avram in this week's Parsha in terms of Bereshit. Great energy. Yes, great to see you. It's good to be back. Thank God we have 3 phones now on live feed. It's amazing because we have a 4th phone. One recording the audio and the other 3 now, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We're on all platforms, thank God. We're trying to keep updated. The TikTok as well. As hear someone saying, Hashem bless you, Hashem should bless you too. And it's good to see you all come on the live feed. Get the energy of community. Someone asked me today on one of the platforms, what are we described as? I'd like us to call us a community of Emuna, sharing Emuna global, where it's not something which you have to be any specific race or person. You just have to be part of the flow of Emuna. That's it. It's a universal light that everyone in the world can connect to. It's an equalizer. It's the true equity that the world's looking for. Everyone out there, equity is looking for. You want equity? Go to Emuna. Emuna gives us all a connection that equalizes the world, that everyone can have Emuna, and it's something which is intrinsic and in our essence as human souls, united souls. And that's a reminder that I put up the latest extract from United Souls book. I think it's extract 23. We're going into how soulful music can be. And I want to just put out there again, remind everyone, we have a large list of musicians, growing list. And one of the beautiful parts of the trip, we have meetings. And I just want to finish off with Brooklyn first. We rounded off that Shabbos. Amazing Shabbos. I'll carry on that point in a minute about the United Souls. The Shabbos was awesome because we had Isaac Kassin brought us to Rav Eli Mansour, as well as his father, Rav Yaakov Kassin. And it was amazing the honor they got in every shul. The Kassin family, obviously they're an important part of the Syrian Brooklyn community. And together with Rav Orish, we were able to impact and have amazing Shalasudises. We also, I shouldn't forget, we have Brezov.com, the website. Thank God, there's still a bunch of missing classes from all those wonderful guest appearances of all our amazing Emuna classes. We're up to Emuna class 92, which will hopefully next week. We are not going to go ahead right now with double Emuna Tuesday. That's a change on the program because I just personally feel now I've moved house and I'm in a frat. I don't really want to have to do 2 classes unless I have a guest. So if we have a guest next week, then we'll get back to double Emuna Tuesday. But I don't really want to pressure everyone. I just first need to internalize what happened and what our hopes are going ahead. So let's keep going back into some of the highlights. So Eli Mansour, the things he said, I mean, I could go on about each part of the tour for an hour each shlav, each amazing highlight was just so big. There was so much content there from the Rav and all the people that we were experiencing. Rav Eli Mansour, Erev Shabbos, when we prayed their nates, it was such a kovod of Torah. He was learning his Daf Yomi shir, and he came up to the Rav, and there was such love between them. Once again, these are videos I managed to take. But on Shabbos itself, the Shalas Suda, the third meal, was out this world with Rav Eli Mansour honoring the Rav to take over the speech of Shalas Sudas, and Rav Dainelga translated once again awesomely throughout the whole time, all the meetings, everything. And it was a beautiful climax to an awesome Shabbos with the Kassim family and the community of MDY and Sharet Zion, and also the community of Rav Eli Mansour, which is the Safra community of Brooklyn. It was amazing vibes, and we thank all of them again after the fact. But it's just so much energy, so much happened, and really we need to just sit down at some point and just go internalize all those speeches, all those moments, all those wonderful people we met, and everyone can keep in touch with us. We really appreciate the love and the welcome we felt in Brooklyn at Shabbos. And then we had the most amazing Malava Malka with the Kassim family and friends. It was awesome. Once again, we put up much of the audio there. You can check that out. And then we had another awesome breakfast after Nate's in Brooklyn, and we were able to then do an amazing day of meeting. It was packed with meetings non-stop the whole day. very, very intense. And we unfortunately had to say no to a lot of people. And there were many people, unfortunately, who came who were terminal or very serious situations. And watching the Rav Shalom Arush, actually to deal with it, with Darnell God translate, it was very intense to see the whole energy of how much healing people need, people looking for soulmates, people looking for Yeshua salvations. It was very, very intense day till we got to the point where the Shir was beginning and there was issues with the audio and the visual, and the David Moshe, who was the son of the Rav, was working hard to try to fix it. And thank God we had a bunch of other cameras. We were able to save their video because our camera was working on some part. It was a whole big mess going on with the actual behind the scenes action, BTS, behind the scenes action. But the amazing thing was we were able to get the audio, get the visual recorded at least, even if it didn't go up live amazingly. And all the delays, all the after effects of all the intense meetings meant the Gedalia Fence ended up speaking before the Rav, after Moshe Meir Malkan Meir Malkan, not Moshe Malkan, and also the opportunity to have, Moshe Malkan. And then we had the opportunity to hear from introductions from Isaac and from Toby, and we thank Cecile as well, all those amazing people. This amazing event that ended up with almost 2,000 people in attendance, and online there was another 800 or so watching live feed, and already the class on our, thank God, Facebook Live and YouTube Live and all the other platforms has gone out to thousands. I think the Facebook's already in the 26,000 views already on our Brez of Israel and Emuna Facebook and all the other platforms that were on Facebook. Thank God, it's amazing how much people watch that class with Rav Shalom Arush, with Diane Elgod, climaxing the beautiful night in Brooklyn with about 1,000 of people or so after the class coming to the Rav to get a blessing. And we're able, thank God, to do that. And then we're able to have special time before and after with Gedalia, with the Rav, as you can see in some of the pictures that went out. And Gedalia Fence was very inspiring, his speeches and the energy that he brought up from Miami. A lot of people came to visit from there as well, and we appreciated it. LA, people flew in as well as people phoned in, and it was amazing time in Brooklyn. We then went on to Monsey. Monsey was amazing. Now transitioned because it wasn't in the city, much more nature-based. We were in like beautiful, forests and fields out there, just like the Rav writes in his book. You'd go out to forest fields, and we had a beautiful host. I won't say his name, but it was part of the Shiner community. Amazing time there. Every day davening Nates in Orach Chaim with Shiner himself and our wonderful host. And we were there. It was beautiful. Unbelievable time. I mean, if I would go into each class, every class was special, and maybe next week I'll talk a bit more about it depending on the guest. But each class, we had one in Monsey, we had one in Staten Island. Dr. Eliezer Gutzman hosted, and then just going there, just seeing his own shul, what he's built there, his energy, all his videos, and he put out a class already the night before with Gedalia and Rabodi. It was amazing. He managed to chaparai and jump on the bandwagon with Gedalia being in town. And his Azaz to Gedusha, I said to Gedalia, we got to take a note. He wouldn't give up on getting Gedalia to join him. Amazing host and class, someone who sponsors monthly Baruch Hashem. We appreciate him and his energy. And then we were able to go on to Wednesday night to a special VIP dinner with the Chazak community in Queens, with a Q, Chazak with a Q, and that was Gad Albaz performed there, and other wonderful people came and spoke. The brothers who run Chazak, and Yaniv and Robbie and Rav Ilan, amazing people, and we the Nemerov brothers, I think that's the name, and it was amazing. Connecting with them, and that's begun with Staten Island and the VIP event, our connection with Chazak, each day having plenty of meetings, meeting wonderful people like yourself who are tuning in now, and those who didn't meet in person, please God, will make other tours in the near future. We already have a Toronto tour planned the December the 11th and 12th. That's the going ahead part. But there is opportunities to connect to the Rav. So if you missed out, we will make more opportunities. Once again, everything's on our podcast app. Check it out, share, listen. And also, hopefully the Chazak will get up all those classes in Staten Island, as well as the Thursday night we will buy 5 towns, a beautiful shul, Kodesh, a new opportunity to meet new people. We thank Hoodie as well for hosting us and his family. And Jacob, I think his name was, the other host. And then we had the opportunity Shabbos, a beautiful Shabbos, with once again meetings all the way towards Shabbos with mikveh and preparation. And we had a beautiful davening with many wonderful friends all in one place. It was a wonderful, uplifting Shabbos. And then the big climax event, public event, and we had it was in Teaneck. Yes, Teaneck in B'nai Yeshurim. Thank you to Rivki Hamburger and the Rav Shire and her family and the Weinberger family, all the people that sponsored. We thank you so much. Emunalive.com is a place to go to make these events happen. And hopefully, once again, the Chazak footage will come out. It's already on Torah Anytime. You can check out that class Torah Anytime. Thank God they managed to get that up on their platform. And we're looking forward to see all the footage come out more and more as time goes on. We were then meritorious to go to another breakfast, but this time with Chazak. And we did a dedication class. Once again, we got the footage, beautiful pictures I got, thank God, with the Rav and one of the Choshev friends in the community of Queens and all the other wonderful people that came. With thank you for helping the organization Chazak. We're always big fans of Chazak. Check them out, chazak.org, and go to them and support them just like we hope you support us. They helped us with the website, emunalive.com, so we always have appreciation for all the hosting and all the joint collaboration that we do with organizations. And we would love still to get to these guys. Thank you, Hashem. So if you're listening, make it happen. It's about time. And then we had the opportunity then climax the whole tour of Emuna 2022 with the climax speech in a new shul. It's called Or Shlomo, I believe. Beautiful shul in Parnoma in Monsey. First time we've been there. Beautiful community. Great energy. The Rav was on the bongos, a lot of singing, and the class was very special. It was very special to be there and meet a lot of old friends, new friends, and we thank you again, everyone who hosted us. And the climax to the tour in tefillah, in prayer, was by the Ribnitzer. We also went to the oil, the Rebbe's oil, and there was, I don't know if they made it St. Rob, but there was a will to get there. But the point was the prayers were heard, and hopefully not only was the tour amazing and the after effect, but all the Ashbaz come back to the Holy Land, and we're able now to go ahead into our new class. And then we'll talk about Emuna Tour 2023, which the Rav definitely is already praying for his next visit in Miami, in Los Angeles, in the UK. Yeah, where you guys, UK? We saw Rav Brody's going there to Manchester. We need a bigger hosting effort in the UK. And Los Angeles, there was a request the whole time to continue on to there. We weren't able to quite make it, apologize. But hopefully with people like Arab Peretz and all the Rav Alam Mizrahi, all the amazing people there, Reuven, we'll be able to make it happen in LA, as well as all the students of the Rav. And Miami, we have a big request from Brezov Center there. We'd love to join you and make a big Shabbaton there. If Gedalia is around as well, always happy to partner. The Lighthouse Torah Project, do a big event there also, and be able to come again one day to Central America, to Mexico City. Also a lot of requests for there, as well as bringing Jonathan Galed and other people. Emuna Tour 2020, there's so much potential, and we just need you guys to keep touching base with us, giving us feedback, reaching out to me at eddie.goldsmith@breslev.co.il, and we can bring that energy. The point was, underneath all those moments and places we went to, was the connection the Rav had with the people, the connection he gave them to a Kodesh Baruch Hu, the Emuna. He was strengthening the importance of talking to Hashem, as Spododus, and thanking Hashem, saying, thank you, Hashem, to really appreciate, bring that attitude of gratitude into everything, no matter what. As well as, remember, you can get these on our breslov.com site. I really recommend. There was a big demand for them on the tour. We only had a certain amount, but I just went into office. There's a massive pile, and I took some myself because I love giving them out. Emuna, Hashem always loves me, and everything will always be good, and it will only get better and better. We mentioned it in the Monsey event, all the different events. We thank our Monsey hosts as well, the ones who hosted that event. Amazing, amazing opportunity. Thank you, Hashem. That's right. We need to thank Hashem. So we're going to go now into our new light. And one of the amazing parts of the tour was noticing, once again, as much as we try to make it as easy as possible, we didn't fly around too much, and we didn't want to push the Rav's health, and we keep praying for Rav Shalom Ben Yemna. We also witnessed how little he sleeps. The Rav is pushing on this avoda, on this holy avoda of a new light, of Kesufim and will. And the end of the book, 496, we see over there, is sleep on Shabbos a delight. Yeah, the Sabbath. Yeah, so it says here, Sabbath. Funny translation. Is sleep or a delight? When we know it, we all know Shabbos. Shena b'Shabbos Tanuk. It's Rosh Tevis Shabbos. Shena b'Shabbos Tanuk. Sleep on Shabbos is a pleasure. That's what everyone's quotes. Yeah, I definitely slept a lot after the tour, needing to recover from the lack of sleep, of keeping up with the Rav somewhat. Since we are discussing the lowly nature of sleep, this is Rav Orish says on the question, we must point out a widespread error. Many people think the verse should call the Shabbos a delight. Sanig al Hashem, means that there is value to sleeping many hours on the Shabbos. Yeah, Likos Shabbos owning. They like to say that the word Shabbat is an acronym for Shena B'Shabbos Tanu. And they point out that Shabbos song, My Yedida states that sleep is praiseworthy, reviving the spirit. But you must be aware that this is a counsel of the evil inclination. Yes, this is what Rav Orish is saying, Chiddush, a new concept. Since a very exalted light shines on the Shabbos, as the holy books teach, 1 hour of learning on Shabbos is worth 1,000 hours on the weekday. I would say the same idea of understanding things, making Chiddushim, connecting with family, everything's not 10x, not 100x, it's 1,000x. Shabbos is 1,000x, Simcha is 1,000x. So being joyful, 1,000x, times 1,000x Shabbos, times 1,000x doing mitzvahs, 1,000 billionim, as the Rav once explained in our Emuna classes. We're here in the studio, we had the opportunity to explain how much it's constantly multiplying our merits and the power of Simcha and doing mitzvahs together. On a weekday, the evil inclination, whose entire purpose is to kill a person's time, wants to kill time, wants to kill a person's precious hours on the Holy Shabbos even more so, Therefore, we see our own eyes how much the evil inclination of sleep is much stronger on the Shabbos than it is during the week. We all want to sleep. We finish the meal and we just want to sleep. And that works both the night and the day. Shabbos Sudash, you're hearing the drosha, the speech, start dozing off a little bit. The spiritual evidence is that Shabbos is an exalted, wonderful light shines. When a person is suddenly exposed to a bright light without a way to shield his eyes, he is blinded and closes his eyes. In spirituality, when a person exposed to a great spiritual light does not have a way to deal with the light, he closes spiritual eyes and falls into deep slumber. Therefore, we must prepare many appropriate instruments that we'll be able to receive the light of Holy Shabbos, and during the entire week we must pray to merit be worthy of receiving the light of Shabbos. So Shabbos is a tremendous energy and light. It can elevate everything we do. In the world out there, you guys listening online, disconnect to reconnect, that's Shabbos. Even the whole cyber world and high-tech world understand the importance of disconnect to reconnect, as much as they built all this technology to entice us to be constantly busy with phones. I was watching on the plane people falling asleep with phones in their hands. The constant barrage of technology. The whole time, I myself am working with 4 phones, a crazy guy. This technology, then becomes Shabbos, disconnect to reconnect. Now, thank God we're saved with freedom from all these phones, so we can start to experience the soul level, be'emes, truly, without all these distractions. Very important, everyone out there. Share this point, disconnect to reconnect, that's Shabbos. And not only that, it gives us opportunity to hopefully not fall asleep. We have energy for Shabbos. We need to rest before Shabbos. We need to get the ritzonis, the will, the purity of Shabbos. One of the powerful preparations for Shabbos is mikveh. It refreshes the soul, gives renewed energy going to mikveh. Tikvah, yesh mikveh, yesh tikvah. Yesh mikvah, yesh tikvah. New song, Get that energy. Sing. The singing of Shabbos should get energy into ourselves. All the different tools. Learning. Having someone to learn with. Talking to our soulmate. Connecting to our children, quality time with people we love. This is Shabbos. The Rav I witnessed, he did not sleep much Shabbos, as far as I could see. We woke up, I came there, Nate was like as early as possible, and the Rav was already awake, fully ready, going for Shabbos. He's already had his talis on, the first time you can put it on. He was ready for prayer, and throughout the Shabbos, I saw his fight with the sleep, because he's someone that over many years has been fighting sleep on a high level, and he was fighting at the table, like constantly getting energy and being able to renew his avoda. And it was a big encouragement to me that someone at his age can fight, all the more so in a younger age, we should fight. Awaken, awaken, Uri, Uri, we say in the Chadoli. The entire nature of Shabbos is awakening from sleep. During the week, a person is distracted by the affairs of the world, like we just said, their phones, which correspond to sleep, and he does not have free time to think properly about his purpose. The idea of being distracted is very similar to sleep. Guys, keep sharing. We want people to be dynamic. We want people to be interactive. It creates energy. But the Shabbos, which is a taste of the world to come, is extremely geared to helping a person reach his goal, and this is an awakening from sleep. Therefore, at the beginning of Shabbos, we say in the Chadodi, arise from the dust. Uri, 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 again and again. Wake up, wake up, wake up, awake, awake. The Shabbos we sing many melodies that correspond to awakening from sleep. Awaken, sing forth, filled with desires and yearnings for Hashem. This whole book is about that. Katsufim and Ritzonis, the idea of Rava de Ravin, Shalasudis is a time of will of wills. This is the awakening that happens every week on Shabbos. This is the kind of energy that we come into Bereshit. Who comes and saves the world? Who makes the world a place of purpose and brings light to the world? Avram, Yitzhak, Yaakov. Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, in these pashas, they awake, they come here with energy. Yaakov is running to do Ratzon Hashem, and Pashas Todas, running to get the brachas, bringing the blessing into the world, bringing the truth into the world, not getting pulled off by any not good influences, by the family that were pulling away from this path of truth. This idea that there had to be a purification of the people as well, a very deep concept. The idea of Shabbos, we reach those lights, Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov, every Shabbos. And when Pasha told us already, we're seeing the light of Yaakov Avinu join us. We have those three sudas, those three prayers, every Shabbos, those three meals, every Shabbos connect into the light. The night is called Yitzchak Yaranein, that's Yitzchak's light. And the day meal, Rav Tzadok brings down, is Avram, Yagal Avram, is the joy of Avram. And the Shalas Sudas, the third meal, is Yaakov. Yeah, we say every Shabbos day these three Lashonas, but the concept is that we're misakin all the different negative energies of taiva, of desires and jealousy, of kina and kovod, yeah, of wanting honor. This is the power of Shabbos. We fix up all those negative things of human attributes that can make a person crazy, running after desires. There's no end how much money a person could want. We clean ourselves of that desire, and desires for women, or if the other way around, for money, for pleasures, for food, things, whatever, whether you're a man or woman, everyone has these desires, and we have to purify them. Shabbos comes, and Kula Kodesh, everything becomes Kodesh. We sing Leil Shabbos, we elevate the food, we elevate Aliyah Salomas, we elevate all the worlds, and then comes Shabbos day, Avram Avinu, his light of kindness and awe, fixes up the light of jealousy and anger, and we could elevate that aspects of ourselves to become more calm. It's always a big test, Shabbos day. I don't know if you have it in your family, but to get the family dynamics in a good flow, you have to tune into Tika Kadisha. We should be blessed with all these holy ashpaz we sing about in Askin Sedosov and Marizo. And then comes the third meal, Ravadar, and the will of wills. It's Yaakov Avinu's light. Parshas told us, comes Yaakov Avinu, Nachas Yaakov Avicha, yeah? Comes his light, and he brings down beautiful children like Yosef Asadik, who's Mosif on the Ikka, adds in, he brings down Shiftei Ka, brings down a family with Rachel and Leah and Bilhah and Zilpah, beautiful children, and each one has a light, and Yosef Asadik's light is Mosif ala Ikta. Add to Sefta Shabbos, Beis Yaakov Eish, Yosef Lahava. He's a flame that goes out from Yaakov of truth, comes out the fire of the Sadik, of Yesod. This is the kind of energy Shabbos brings every week, and we tune into it. It wakes our soul up. It's a light of Avram Yitzchak Yaakov, light of our Avos Kedoshim, and all these Parsha Bereshit become alive on Shabbos. It's not something that was. Every week there's an energy, and we're reading these Parshas to tune into the truths, the pillars of the world, of Chesed and Avoda, of Gevurah, Tiferes, the idea of Hashem, Torah, Gemis HaSodom, and Avoda, those three pillars, yeah? Learning Torah is Yaakov, and Avoda is Yitzchak, and Gemis HaSodom is Avram Avinu. These three pillars that hold up the whole world nowadays, and all the generations, especially nowadays. And we have to tune into the Panemius, the inner will, the inner aspect, the inner truth of life. And that's what he's saying here. By waking ourselves up every Shabbos, we're tuning in. Many Tzaddikim not sleep at all on the Shabbos. Yeah? They used to say, Shomer Shabbos. They Shomer the Shabbos. What from? From the sleep. That was trying to get them to sleep. In particular, Friday night, when a great thirst for Hashem is aroused, the time is very favorable to clinging to Hashem. It says in the Sod Sofrei Kodesh. And there's a great pity to lose this wonderful light which sleeping for many hours. It's known that Holy Arizal, they would sleep on the Shabbos day, but that's because they not sleep at all during the night. They would sleep 2 or 3 hours during the day, which would time he would rise to the higher spiritual levels. From here we may see, in order to keep the mitzvah delighting on sleep on Shabbos, sufficient sleep even a small amount of time. There's no delight to insinuate half of the Shabbos in sleep, heaven forbid. Okay, we're going to get more into this concept, but you see, the Rav Orish, I witnessed this on the tour. It was an opportunity. He could arrest him more. He didn't have all his communal responsibilities. He was in a quiet space in Monsey, and there he was pushing himself to daven as early as possible time and learning in the night, pushing his soul to connect to Hashem. And we can all get chizuk, inspiration. The Shabbos is a climax to our week. It's time to elevate everything in our life, our food, our money, our desires, who we are as people, to tune into the soul level. And that brings us back to United Souls. I was talking about the musicians. The music is that 7th level. The 7 notes of the music is 7 colors in the rainbow. This is the elevation of the world of 7, this physical reality, to the world of 8, of Shmini, bringing the neshama, bringing the soul to elevate that aspect. And that's what we're writing about in this book, to elevate with musicians who are inspirational. Throughout the week, we had wonderful guests. We had Gabriel, the real Gabriel, a new artist I want to work with, amazing, talented soul. He brought a lot of good energy to me me personally with listening to his music throughout the tour, and he came in person to meet with the Rav, got a beautiful blessing. You can check it out on our platforms, put it up already. Beautiful blessing. He didn't put the whole thing up. Moshe Reuven came, another big influencer, musician, thank God, who's Baruch Hashem is putting out new music and is getting a lot of buzz, and hopefully with the new YouTube videos that will come soon, it will go from success to success. Thank you all you guys on Instagram for joining us, and everyone else. We appreciate it. We also had in person, we had Esther Friedman, another beautiful singer from the Ezras Noshim, from the Kolish, amazing voice, and something that can really go mainstream. Believe in her mission and her vision. We have a new song online from Judith Gersey, someone who lives here in the Holy Land, didn't come to visit the Rav, but nevertheless there's amazing talent out there. So many amazing people. Nissan Black was there in Monsey, got to see the Rav, and it was nice to see him on his tour and assist him still with his bookings. Here, thank you, dear Rav Lazy. Yes, just tune in to the light that's available every Shabbos, every time. And we're going to end off the class now. I wish you all a beautiful end to the week. I wish you all the ability to tune in. And what's Emuna Tour 2023 looking like? Already mentioned. It's up to you guys to bring it alive. Toronto Tour, December 11th, 12th. Special time to meet with the Rav from Toronto online. And we'll do a special class, hopefully, with Rav Orish and with Diane Elgod. We need to daven for these special moments. We need to daven for the Rav's health. The Rav should have time for it. He's a very busy Rav. And we know that all of us have the merit to tune into those classes now that were given in Chutzlights in America, New York. Check it out. Make it global. I can't just share by myself to really build these platforms. We want to go to 20k on Instagram, not 10k Mazel Tov, but there's always, as the Babich Rebbe just had his keynote, and this year's the year of Hakel. We have to now, what's the responsibility once we reach one goal? Next goal. Keep pushing. In Yiddishkeit, it's constantly growth-orientated, growth mindset, the next level, the next step. And that gives you fulfillment, knowing that you're constantly growing, constantly connecting, chayal achayal, more and more levels of ruchnius and spirituality, more levels to elevate this world. There's so much darkness out there, so much opportunity now to elevate and turn so much darkness into light. The more the darkness, the more the bigger light that come out from it. The Orosh of Mashiach, the light of Mashiach, the seventh day. The Rav spoke so much about Mashiach coming. This is the energy that exists in the world by all of us. They want the Rav to come to Australia. Yes. So you bring the Rav to Australia through all your WhatsApps and through all your platforms, all his classes that exist. Bring his students, bring all their teachings, bring our classes, bring it to Australia right now and generate a following that will want the Rav and be able to make it happen. Because if there's a tremendous will and a big offer of a partnership, we can bring the Rav. We have to obviously have the flights covered. These are logistic things, but you need to make it happen. So someone there on Instagram just reached out. That's the point. Mashiach now, someone else wrote. Yes, amazing. We need Mashiach now. We need the climax of this exile. We're at the end of days, right before, as I was in a Y.Y. Jacobson shir, and we were talking about Eino Mavado, and going into everything, all the pain, facing it with Emuna, facing all the struggles. Go into it with full Emuna, with Eino Mavado, realizing that everything's Hashem. The internet can also reveal everything's Hashem. Ultimately, everything is Hashem, but we have to bring it down practically in our daily life by being real and dealing with our life and making it real. And that's before Mashiach comes, there's that awe, the sixth day of creation, that awe of 6,000th year of creation. We're heading towards it. We're the time of Erev Shabbos, before Mashiach comes, Yom Shekula Shabbos, where it's going to be eternally Shabbos. And all those levels we talked about Shabbos, we're going to have the Yetzer Hara taken away from us. We're going to be able to be awake fully, full consciousness, expanded minds. We're going to have amazing awakenings of consciousness, ability to connect on a soulful level. People like Joe Rogan are smelling it a little bit when they're talking about how we're going to be able to communicate without actually speaking. So then all this divisiveness will go away. Yes, that's true. We're going to be able to sing to each other. Our soul level is going to communicate. United souls. There's so much to look forward to. Yes, you're a bocher, but no, you can introduce it to your rabbi, to the people in your community. Don't underestimate yourself. There was one guy in Brooklyn, Isaac. He's only 20-something. Put up a podcast every week or so. He's bringing out the Rav's teaching. Just gave a beautiful class on a new light, and he brought the Rav and made a class of almost 2,000 people. Anyone can make it happen. He's very special, and we appreciate his unique, special strengths, but so are you. And that's the point. Everyone in each of their community can make it happen. And that's a denial of the true greatness of everyone, that they say, oh, only he can do it, or that guy. No, you can do it. That's what we're learning here. We're learning the greatness of souls. We've talked about that in previous classes. We're learning the greatness of Shabbos, and we're dedicating time. I'm going to end off with a point that we label this class, dedicating time to the Emuna Tour, to spending time with you online, online weekly, bringing guests. Please God, we'll get new guests with Joey Rhodes, so hopefully we'll make it. Many wives wanted to come. I don't know what happened, but we'll have amazing guests. We've got such opportunities to bring people into this platform, into this studio, and then we'll keep up my weekly class back to the 3:30 time. Sorry for anyone who's going there 3:30, but you'll just have to this week focus on this class, Baruch Hashem, and to dedicate our time once we're back in the Holy Land to our family, to the people we love. As we said, Shabbos is an opportune time to dedicate to the soul. Someone said, don't forget yourself. You've got to dedicate to your soul level. Communicate to the soul. Get to know yourself so that when you're communicating to your wife, to your children, or to the other way around, to your husband, your children, talk from the soul. Talk to souls. Talk to people on Shabbos from the soul. When you're in shul, talk to the Hashem. It's not a time, but it says in all these beautiful shuls that we went to, it also says in Efrat as well, it's a mitzvah. What? Mutar ledaber rak la Hashem. The mitzvah is, it's not asa ledaber in a shul. It's not forbidden. It's a mitzvah to talk to Hashem. It's permitted. That's where you need to talk, but to Hashem. You talk to the soul level, connect to the soul level, connect to Hashem, who's going to megala your soul, your greatness, who you are as a gift from Hashem. And I wish all of us have the strength, and Hashem should realize that we have the power. He should help us realize that we have the power within to reveal the power of change in all our lives, in every single person that we're in contact with, to constantly inspire change, to smile, to dedicate time to people when we're with people, to dedicate. Please God, to throw away all these phones and talk to the people in front of us with full dedication, with full compassion and full empathy. This is what we have to aim towards. I've talked about a Relationship Flow podcast. Check it out. The link's below. You have the opportunity to develop amazing peace in the home, amazing connections with the people around you that will bring you blessing, will bring you tremendous success, because then you'll have focus. You won't be wasting your time with arguing about what you didn't do. You'll be building what you are, and what you are is a beautiful soul. I wish everyone all the blessings. Have a beautiful Shabbos, and I can't wait, Be'ezrat Hashem, to see you all again next week with good news. Keep partnering, AmunaLive.com. Keep sharing Emuna Global, and we'll see Mashiach Sekena B'Meher Amen. Have a beautiful Shabbos. Thank you for joining us. We love you. All the best.